Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. I'm Rafał Ogusewicz and I'm gonna be your host tonight. This is the third year that we are here in Cracow doing Cracow Game Days, but it is the first time for us and apparently, of course, for you to do the Game Days show. This is a unique event devoted fully to the game dev branch and it's gonna be in English. Our goal is to let game creators share everything that they do today and show the titles to the whole world. And show is going to take 2 hours, so buckle up and get ready. Whether you are one of the many here with us in Krakow or one of a stream viewer or just a regular gamer like myself, let's begin and let's start the Game Day shows.
Oh, shit. What the?
Peter Shannon, a 9-year-old boy, went missing on Saturday. This afternoon, the authorities are organizing a search in the Black Hills Forest.
Okay, Bullet. Let's find this kid. Wait up, Bullet! Bullet! Where am I? Okay, Bullet. Let's find this kid.
Please welcome Bluebird Team. Hi, Barbara. Come, please, let's sit. Is your mic on? It should be on.
I hope so.
Yeah. Okay, it's working. So, Barbara was actually on E3 this year.
Yes, I was.
So, tell us, how was E3?
Well, it was breathtaking.
No, you're breathtaking.
Oh. No, you are breathtaking.
Oh, thank you very
But
much.
anyway, it's amazing to work on such a big project, on such a big IP, and having seen it on the main stage of Microsoft conference, it was just amazing. It's a feeling you can't comprehend. It's great. It's just great.
It was your first time there?
Yeah, for E3 it was my first time.
Okay, so how you managed to get Blair Witch license? Because I think it was pretty hard.
Well, it's important to remember that this year is 20th anniversary of Blair Witch, of the first Blair Witch.
I'm so old.
So am I. We all are. But anyway, so it was a mutual discussion between us and Lionsgate, the owner of the IP rights. Who and what should we do? They really wanted to do something with this an amazing opportunity that there's this 20th anniversary. And we were discussing with them what kind of projects we may be involved in. So it just came as a natural conclusion that we as video game horror creators are great for this particular project.
Okay, so but how do you feel in a genre like this? Because right now, all the games that you were creating wasn't such an open world, yeah?
We were creating, actually, Blair Witch is our the most open world projects. We were always creating very, I wouldn't say closed spaced, but tightly corridors. Our games were taking place in a mansion, on a boat, and in a very old Cracow's house. So it was all about how we can control the player, what we can show him, and with such spaces, we were pretty sure that we know what we can show to player, and we can predict when he will see and where he will be looking. Now with a forest, because obviously Blair Witch is taking...
Blair Witch, yeah.
Yeah, it's Blair Witch, so it's a forest. So this time it's pretty hard to really predict where the player will go, especially that we want to focus on this possibility of getting lost. So you can just wander off the path and see some things that, well, we couldn't predict that you will go there. So this was a great challenge, but I hope you'll be satisfied with the results.
But come on, everybody knows that when your friend is a dog, you can't get lost. Can you pet a dog?
Yes, you can.
Okay, that's great. And tell me the mechanics behind the dog system.
Yeah, so you started with a very good trope that when you have a dog, it's harder to get lost. So this is exactly one of the things we wanted to do. That Bullet, dog of our protagonist, is much less influenced by the witch. So basically, he can navigate the forest much better than Alice, our main protagonist, could ever do. So one of the things he can do is to lead you, to help you navigate through the forest. The second one is that he has much keener senses. He can lead you to some clues, some puzzles. He can help you solve them, but you are the brain of the operation, so he can point you into the right direction.
Just sniffs around.
Not just, but yes, he sniffs around.
Okay.
Yeah, he also is very good with pointing you at any potentially danger, because it's worth to mention that this is the first of our games that really involves combat. So involving Bullet in this combat was also a great challenge for us, but we think that even though he does not really fight, he's still very useful in this.
Okay, are there any chapters without the dog? Can you tell me, or you shouldn't?
No spoilers.
Okay, so how long did it took you to work on a game?
Oh, it actually took us over 2 years. So we were pretty amazed that we managed to get this thing out without any leaks, that everyone was so surprised on E3, and people were like, what game is it? Like, it looks like Outlast, maybe Alan Wake. No, it's Blair Witch.
Yeah, what it's gonna be based on the trailer? What it's gonna be?
Yeah, exactly. And this reveal, it was amazing to just hear people around you whispering, "What's this?
It was the first reveal of a game.
Yeah.
On E3.
Yeah, on E3.
Oh my God, that was awesome, I suppose. How many of you from the company were at E3?
There were 7 people.
Oh, 7 people.
Yeah, we got quite a group.
And how much of you there are at all?
Well, there's 100 people at Bluebird team.
Okay.
But we are currently working on 3 projects. We just finished Layers of Fear 2. There is Blair Witch coming, and there is a 3rd project we currently can't talk about.
Okay, so you have to tell us something more about what is happening behind you. Maybe it will help you. Maybe not right now, but we are waiting for the gameplay. So, can you tell us something more about the scene, about the environment?
Well, now we are seeing one of the first levels of the game. So maybe I'll tell you a little more what is happening, what the story is. So basically, you're starting as Alice, a police officer with a troubled past. And as Alice, you are joining a search party for a missing boy. And of course, as you know, going to Black Hills Forest is not the best idea ever. So things go south pretty fast. And what you need to do is, with the help of your friend, of Bullet, survive the night.
So the dog's name is a Bullet?
Bullet, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically the game is a horror game, obviously. And while we included puzzles, we included combat and some other pretty cool stuff. We still want to focus on this atmosphere, on the psychological thing, and it is also important to say that, well, it's not the retelling of the movie. We are connected with the movies, but we are creating our own story. This was a great opportunity we got from Lionsgate, that we are able to do basically what we do best, and this is psychological horror.
Okay, very important questions. Is it based on true story?
Is Blair Witch based on a true story?
So we never know.
We will never know.
Okay, when is the premiere?
It's 30th of August.
Okay, and on which platforms we can play Blair Witch?
Xbox and PC.
Okay, Xbox and PC. And tell us, please, what do you do in Bloober?
I'm a narrative designer. I'm responsible for the dialogues, for the story, and for the pacing, how the story progressed through the game.
Okay, and you worked only on Blair Witch, or there are more titles that you
Yes,
worked
with
next-
Bloober I started working with Blair Witch.
Okay, I want some more info about what is going right now, because it's night, and we all know that night is the creepiest time to be in a forest alone
Yeah.
with a blinking flashlight.
Yeah, this is actually, blinking flashlight is actually quite interesting.
No, it's never interesting.
It's interesting because, well, a lot of people ask us why we choose 1996 to set the game in. And the thing is that back then the technology was much less predictable. We couldn't really rely on it so much. Like now you just flip your smartphone and okay, GPS, here we are.
Yeah, of course.
And going back to 90s is really a simple way to add a lot of horror to the story, because back then technology wasn't so reliable. You couldn't just check where you are. You couldn't be sure if you will be able to contact anyone. So setting the horror back then is both familiar for most of us and really, really easy way to high up the stakes.
Okay, we still have just a few more minutes to talk, so please tell me about the atmosphere in a company right now. Is it really hot, or right now you're just chilling because everything is already done, everything is ready?
Well, some say that a work of art is never done. You simply stop working on it. And we didn't stop working on it. We are going to work on it till the last day. So the atmosphere, I wouldn't say it's tense, but because, well, we are exciting in what we do, and we are sure that quality is great. So now we are just putting all our strengths, all that is left to make the game as good as possible. We are polishing everything. We are finishing all the tasks we didn't have time or were just put aside as, well, maybe we'll have time to do that. It will be great to do that. So now we are getting all of those stuff, and yes, we are putting the best of best.
Okay, I saw a walkie-talkie there. Are you alone at the game, or apparently you're not alone with?
Well, you are alone with your dog, but there is more people in a forest, and yes, you are able to communicate with them through the walkie-talkie. Although it also depends on the character, because you also have your phone, and there will be places when you will be able to talk with someone over your phone. There'll be people who will be meeting in person, and there'll be people who will be communicating with the walkie-talkie. So it all depends on the character.
Barbara, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Big applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Hush now, baby, hear my story. Be still, try to sleep. In my arms, you're safe. Don't worry, you will not lose me. Hush now, baby, listen closely. Heaven is outside. If we wait, you'll miss our doorstep. Now we have to hide.
please welcome the Rat Project.
Hello everyone. Hello who came here. Hello everyone from Twitch. So my name is Lucas. I'm a member of the Rat Project, obviously. And like on the screen, you're gonna see the things how they were actually evolving, because evolving is gonna be actually an important part of my story here. Because I'm gonna tell you a story about the Rat Project, that what happened, because yeah. And everything has started basically like 2 years ago in like 2017. And back then we are just a bunch of absolutely random people who had just two things in common. And those things were, A, obviously we absolutely love video games and we were dreaming about making them. And B, we were like a part of community surrounded by like Polish famous YouTuber called Gimper. And basically on one of his live streams, he came up with this like absolutely super cool idea of like, hey, you know what? You know what's gonna be cool? If we will make our own game, if we will make our absolutely own game as a community, as a fans for fans and blah, blah, blah. And obviously we were like, oh my God, that's the best idea ever. That's what we have to do right now. And absolutely no questions asked. We just stepped right into it. But then the questions, actually, we started asking the questions. And the first question was, okay, everyone, so is there absolutely anyone here knows anything about making video games? And the answer was, well, no. So basically, what happened? Because we are driven by this, like you know, yes, we can, motivation stuff. Like, okay, so you know, we're gonna learn on how to do that. So basically, you know, our first days were basically like, you know, googling, okay, game engine, Google it. Okay, let's check. Okay, that's fine. And basically, to be honest, it kind of reminds me the Getting Over It with Bennett 40. It's like an indie game if you don't know it. It's like about a, you know, naked guy stuck in a cordillon with the hammer on his hand, and he's just trying to climb the mountain, which is obviously A, absurd, B, like super hard and super tricky, and basically you fall down every time. And we're doing more or less the same thing. We are trying to learn things, and they were like extremely hard. With every day, we realized it more and more. But at some point, you actually realize that you kind of love the, you know, feeling of doing those things. You kind of want to keep doing them because they are hard. And, you know, for first couple of months, we've been working on like super basics of like, we've been making, you know, the pixel art made on RPG Maker, which is like super simple tool to, you know, make some simple games. And no, some of them are pretty good, don't get me wrong. But, you know, and after a couple of months of doing that, we basically threw everything to trash because obviously, you know, we are learning. And you know, when you see an open door with like an empty room, when you can put your all creativity and things you've learned, you actually want to explore it more. So basically the whole project became like the process of learning, teaching ourselves just with our own forces on, okay, so what is video, you know, making video games about? And you know, we currently, after 2 years almost, we are at the place where we are kind of confident about, you know, what we are doing, and the things we are doing can actually, you know, be a game. We feel it like, yeah, it's going to be well. Because the thing you saw before, like the trailer, was actually it wasn't like super edited some stuff, you know. It was actually like gameplay footage mainly, which we are gonna keep working on, and we are very soon on releasing the demo. The demo, obviously, because the whole project is like, you know, for free. All the project is like non-profit, etc. Obviously, this will be the outcome of our 2 years journey. And this demo we'll give you to play pretty soon. But, you know, hopefully a couple of months from now. And after that, our dream would be to just, you know, to make the things professionally, and probably we'll need your help on that. But you know how it works. And yeah, the game itself, it's a very narrative story. It's like, because we put a lot of effort on basically making the choices and them being, you know, them influencing everything that's happening. It's not only like, you know, the storyline, it's like the music is influenced by that. Even the turn-based battle system is like strongly influenced by the, you know, storyline choices you are making. And, you know, obviously you're getting like various different endings. That's the goal, that's the plan, that's what we want to achieve. And yeah, as I said, so we are the Rat Project. You can find us anywhere, you know, Facebook, YouTube, if you will, probably would be the easiest way. And yeah, that's who we are. That's what we want to deliver, and we are hoping for the best, and we are hoping you really like that. Thank you very much.
So yeah, come on, we are after 2 presentations. Make some noise for all of them. No, oh, come on, one more time. I want you to show the Twitch viewers how we party here in Poland. So come on, people, make some noise! A little bit better. Okay, we're gonna try it and we're gonna practice it today because we've got a few more minutes, I would say. I don't want to say hours, but a few more minutes maybe. Yeah, so we are after 2 presentations and we've got about 8, maybe even 9 to go. We are after the Blair Witch, we are after the Rat Project, and this is the first day of Cracow Game Days, and we still have 2 more days, so I would like to invite all of you to join us today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. But right now, I've got an info that we are ready to go. So let's go, let's continue. Come on, are you there?
War between the ruling mages raged for centuries, but their recklessness had a price. Warring races cast a powerful spell to keep their shattered world in balance. To achieve that, however, they used all the remaining resources of magic. Refugees of the world they knew regressed into primitive tribes. Yet now is the time, and new mages are born, like a spark of hope. And along with the magic, the old conflict has also returned. Face the world after the magical apocalypse. Become a powerful mage, destined to reshape the ever-changing planet of Driftland. Develop your settlement into a worldwide empire. Exploit valuable resources. Lead an army of heroes endowed with free will. Exterminate your foes. Dominate the battlefields of Driftland and crush other mages. Explore the uncharted world. Witness betrayal and hope, hidden in the intertwining stories of all the warring races. Now, the fate of Driftland lies in your hands.
Hello everyone, it's so good to see you here at the Cracow Game Days 2019. My name is Zuzanna Liske and I'm the representative of Better Gaming. We're the company that takes care of the indie developers and helps them enter this huge gaming market. But you're not here to listen to this whole introduction, so let me show you the game. Driftland, The Magic Revival, is a game made by a studio, Star Drifters, and it had its premiere back in April 2019, and it's available now on PC and on Steam. So I think we all know that war doesn't bring any positives with itself, but the characters of Driftland needed to learn it the very hard way. So after this huge mage war that happened between 4 nations, between humans, dwarves, high elves and dark elves, the world has collapsed and is now shredded to pieces. Your responsibility as a player is to put this whole world together, and it's not gonna be an easy task for you. So in this game, it's like a whole chain reaction. Like there are lots of tasks that you need to do to complete your quest. So, for example, to get another piece of your world, you you'll need to fight the enemies. But to fight the enemies, you will need soldiers. But your soldiers also need equipment, and this equipment needs to be made out of something. So you need workers that will get the right resources and will craft them. And I'm pretty sure that these workers aren't gonna work like whole day long. So they're gonna need homes. What's unique about the gameplay? Every single campaign, because you can choose from these 4 races, every campaign is unique because of the abilities that every race represents, and because of the perspective on the war. It's gonna change. Also, what's really fantastic about the game, it has few modes because you can play it as a single person. You can play it in the multiplayer mode. You can work together with other players, and I think like it's a great moment to show the characters of the Driftland that the teamwork can really make a miracle, and it's not really good to fight with each other. So, as I said before, this game is available right now, and I really hope that you will enjoy it as much as we did. Thank you.
Please welcome Moonlit.
Hi, I'm really stressed out, to be honest, here, because I didn't expect to be going after Blair Witch, the Rat Project, and the Driftlands. It's like huge competition, let's say. I'm Maciej Siwek. I'm a creative director and VP at Moonlit Games. And I'm here to present you Ignis Duels of Wizards, an awesome game we're making, a really unique battle arena game. And before that, a really short introduction why we're making this game. When I was a younger player, I played a lot of fighters. I played Mortal Kombat, Tekken, and all the games that really made me regret that I was ever born when all the opponents smashed me into the ground. And I really enjoyed the moments when I can stand up to those players, to those guys who can really do well in fighters. But then came games like League of Legends, games like Dota, where I can envision myself as a magic character, as someone who casts powerful spells, and with them I can bring down my opponents. And those were the likes that I was really better at, and I wanted to see a game with the dwelling game that was not about fighting with fists or like some kamehamehas, but rather magic. And that was when Adam, our lead game developer of Ignis, came to Moonlit and showed us the early stage demo of Ignis. And that was it. Not 5 versus 5, 3 versus 3 game where every time you get 1 or 2 players in your team that's really dragging down the experience because how poor they're playing or how misbehaving they are. Just a game about fighting mages with powerful magic, with the most skill and no lucky shots, criticals that came out of nowhere or something like that. So We're making Ignis. This is a fast game, fast-paced battle arena with 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2 duels, in which you are choosing a mage from the School of Magic and customizing it with different offensive, defensive, and utility spells and summon creatures. In the standard mode of battle, you get to have best of 5 to really embrace the tactics of the game, switch or upgrade your spells between the rounds, either won or lost. You can change and adapt to your opponent. So even if you lost the first 2 games, you still have chances to beat him in the next 3. So this is the game we're making. We're trying to develop it with a full fighter-style campaign with different duels and challenges you need to overcome. And we're creating it for multi-platform, so it will be available either on PC and also Microsoft and Sony consoles. And we're trying to do this so it will be also available on Switch when it's done. We're working on the game with the community. We have our Discord server. We are constantly asking them how they are judging the game, the changes we are making, and we are doing regular tournaments. We're utilizing a lot of Discord's additional opportunities, like we have a Discord bot that creates an automatic tournaments, displays your status in game, either are you fighting with which player, with which mage, on which arena, and all that stuff. So we also made a custom unique system of aiming. As you can see on the trailer, you can aim basically most of your shots. So there's really impactful meaning of the skill playing, not lucky shots. We are working on it at this moment with our available resources. So we are looking for a publisher or investor to help us speed up the production and really hit the market with this unique title. If you like to gather some more news or be updated on the game, we really encourage you to join our Discord or wishlist and follow the game on Steam. If you have some additional questions or something I could clarify, I will be glad to help you, so just catch me off stage. Thank you very much for your attention, and cheers.
Please welcome Destructive Creations.
Raz. Yeah, it's working.
Hello,
Hi.
guys.
Hello, everybody.
Good
I'm Martin from Destructive Creation. Here is Martin as well. So yeah, almost like twins, but he is a bit taller.
I'm the big twin, he's the smaller one.
Yeah.
Hi, great to be here.
Hey, we are a bit old, so we will take a chance and sit down.
Let's hear her.
Over there, and I will sit here, okay?
All right. We take.
I don't need to sit next to you.
Not like every day. All right, so guys, you might know this title a bit. It's been out on PC for over a year now. We released Ancestors Legacy in May 2018. But now we're here because we want to present the console version. We're hitting Xbox and we're hitting PlayStation 4 on August the 13th. We're really looking forward to this because actually this game, although it might not seem like that, it's been developed for the controller, developed for basically for the console right from the start. We just took the easier way, started with PC, and now we're heading to consoles. So, although you might know about this, let me just run a brief introduction on it.
Oh, I will do it. So basically, Ancestors Legacy is a medieval-inspired RTS, and what we wanted to achieve is to focus more on the combat than on microeconomy in this game, to have it quite fast-paced game. Plus, we have in this game almost 600 different animations for the combat. That's two of the features that are quite important in this game. You also have an action camera, and you can see all the actions, all the things that are happening while you are commanding your troops. The important stuff is also the terrain and the weather. It changes drastically the fog of war, which means that sometimes you might be quite surprised by what is happening with your troops. That said, Ancestors Legacy has 4 different nations with 8 campaigns, 2 for each nation. Plus, all are inspired by historical events. Of course, we added some characters that are changing a bit the story, but also important because that was our vision of the game. And basically, that's all about the PC. Let's move to the PS4 and Xbox version. What do we change to make it quite easy to play for all the consoles players? As Martin mentioned it, we had in mind that it must be easy to play, easy to master for all consoles players. And we do believe that basically playing it on consoles is quite easy and it's a fun.
Definitely is. I'm not just a witness, I'm a proof of that, because personally I hate the controller. And maybe I shouldn't say that here, but I'm definitely able to play
Definitely
this game play this game pretty fast and pretty well, even with the controller. So basically, everything you need is just at the tips of your fingers. We have like really fast-moving camera across the map. The good thing about Ancestors Legacy is that basically you're looking at the map from one direction only, unless you're entering the action camera, which you could see just right now when you're basically transferring from the God view from above fluently in between your soldiers, and you can see all the action, all the sweet moves, all the blood there. It's kind of realistic or naturalistic in this way. Then you have this ribbon control that comes up when you're trying to choose an action for your units or for your squads actually, or for the buildings. One of the major things in this game, I think, that we didn't mention yet is that you're not actually controlling individual units, you're controlling squads of them. And so with that...
But you are able to, let me interrupt, you are able to basically replenish the squads. So it's really important to take care of the squads. It's not so easy to like make a new squad and then to upgrade it or master it to the higher level. It's quite important to take care of it. You can replenish it with villagers. You can plunder the village. You can take the resources, and when you conquer the village, you can replenish your squad and master it once again.
Talking about grabbing your villages, let me get to the economic side of the game, which is quite straightforward. You don't have to choose individual peasants and send them to gather resources. As you can see, we have wood, food, and stone, and you basically just select the village, and automatically you get peasants sent out for the individual resources. And that's one thing that makes the management quite streamlined. The other thing is that the buildings, you don't need to choose their position. They're basically placed automatically within the village. And it doesn't really matter where you place them because on the tactical side, you're moving all over the place. You're basically moving your units in between the other villages that you want to capture. You're not... The main point of this game is not to build your main settlement that's really hardly defensive, and you're just taking the units and trying to get into battle. It's quite, I wouldn't say action, but there's a lot of movement on the battlefield, definitely. As we're seeing right now, basically in this game, it's the 4th mission from the Vikings campaign. You're starting in the village on the south, and you're supposed to capture the one on the hill. Right now we don't see the map, but it's going to come up in a second. Once we exit this action camera, we can see a nice, sweet battle there. So we're trying to capture the village on the right, meanwhile gathering more resources while capturing the villages on the left and getting rid of all the other enemies.
But that's not the whole story behind that mission. Basically, that's the fourth mission of the Vikings campaign. And the whole goal of the campaign is to conquer the Lindisfarne. At the very beginning of the first mission, you were basically divided from the main forces that were trying to conquer the Lindisfarne, and you were trying to reunite with them during the fourth mission. The fifth mission is conquering the Lindisfarne. That said, the fourth mission is the last mission of the tutorial. And to make it quite easy and to say it as it is, I'm a completely consoles noob. I like consoles, I like playing with a controller, I don't like PC, or basically I don't like to use mouse and keyboard. So you are able to pass this game, to play this game, while using only X and a square. Saying about the PS4 version. It's really easy, and if you want to focus on the story, which is quite important in this game, and as we are not showing right now in this particular video, usually or all the time you have a cutscenes, you have an intro in 2D, where you are learning about the goals of the mission, but also about the goals of the campaign itself.
And in the meantime, you're basically learning about history because, as we mentioned, it's history-based. It might not be 100% accurate, but it's definitely based on real events that have been documented, that actually have happened within history.
And it's also important to be mentioned that right now you are watching a video recorded on PS4 Pro in 1080p, basically with enhanced visuals. I think it looks at least decent. And while you are playing, it's important to also to add that you are able to control up to 10 squads. Sorry. So some of the battles are quite massive.
They can be very massive because if you have 10 units in your squads and 10 squads in your army, shall we say, what we haven't mentioned is there's multiplayer as well. We not only have a 40-hour campaign, a single-player campaign, we also have skirmish battles and we also have multiplayer, where you can either go for annihilation or domination modes, and those are for 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, or 3 versus 3. So in the end, you might have 6 players on the battlefield, each of them having up to 10 squads. So there you're going for really massive battles.
And getting back to the fourth mission, your goal is basically to get through the bridge and get rid of the garrison that is on your way, just to get rid of all the enemies on your way in the fourth mission. The fourth mission is also made for you because you need to learn how to build all the squads, how to build all the buildings. And it's the last, as I mentioned, it's the last mission of the tutorial of the game. So what is happening right now? The player is trying to conquer the garrison, and the tactic he took is to take it from both sides. Basically, he wants to flank the garrison, and he wants to get rid of the most important buildings there, while the other forces that you are seeing right now on the screen are trying to get out of the village, to take out from the village all the enemy squads.
So tactics is really important in this game. It's not like clicking and manufacturing as many units as possible. That's not how this game works. You have to make sure that your resources are right, that you have enough food for your soldiers, because if you don't, their morale lowers or goes down. And then you're, of course, weaker in each fight. There's several factors that play role in the fights. We already mentioned the weather, the day and night cycle, the position on the map, the morale is there as well. There's experience. Based on experience, you can also level up your units in one of different ways. For most units, it's either offensive, defensive, or speed. And even if you lose some units within your squad, then the squad basically keeps those stats. So if you replenish your squads, then you can just go on with that experience that the squad had. I'm just looking at the map right now. There's also some special squads, or special units, I should say, actually, because we have our heroes as well within the game. They're especially important for the single-player campaign, where they act as the main historical figures. Maybe Mark, remember which ones are here?
Yeah, Ulf Ironbeard. That's actually the one that we chose to advertise the game, and we had some coins with this guy.
Yeah, and for some sweet merch.
Yeah, basically, that's the end of the video that we prepared for you, and I hope you like to check out the game. We are going to release the game on 13th of August on both platforms, Xbox and PS4. And if you have any questions, we are at your disposal after the show.
Yeah, I think that's it. Plus, I think it's worth mentioning that they're also going to be enhanced for PS4 Pro and Xbox One X.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you for your attention, and
thank you to the organizer for
and
bringing us here.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
They should be here soon. Let's use this time to prepare our forces.
So, we are already halfway through, but still there are a lot of presentations to go. But I need to tell you something. I want to tell you why we created an event like that. Because we wanted to create friendly environment. We wanted to create a space for game publishers, for game devs, so that they could tell us what they are currently working on for every day. So yeah, this is our first time, but we all hope that you enjoy, and I personally hope that you are gonna stay with us till the end. And right now, let's continue.
This is Papa Bear. Units report. Over. Green 1, this is Papa Bear. Move to the LZ. Over.
Papa Bear, this is Green 1. Moving to the LZ. Out.
Alpha, this is Papa Bear. What's the encounter's outcome? Over.
This is Alpha. We are exchanging fire with enemy. Fronts at 357.
Green 1, this is Papa Bear. Scotty, we have to evacuate those boys as fast as possible. Over.
Man down. We are taking casualties. We are under attack. We sure could use some support.
Let's scorch those Viet Cong rats.
Roger. Get ready for fireworks.
Please welcome Serious Sim.
So, hello again. So another game that I'm gonna show you today is Radio Commander, that was created by a studio called Serious Sim. And as you can see already on the trailer, you're gonna take the role of a radio operator. And unlike the previous game I showed you, this war in this game happened in our world almost 60 years ago, back in Vietnam. What is really interesting about this game, you have only two tools to use. You have the radio and you have the map that you're gonna put the marks on. The quest giver in this game is the American government, and you need to follow the orders if you want to restore the peace in this country. what will be your responsibilities? You need to follow the orders of the government, of course. You need to give the orders to your soldiers on the battlefield, and you also need to take reports for them. What is really wonderful about this game, it's really, really immersive, because imagine the situation. You're giving the order to your soldiers that they need to follow from the point A to the point B. And meanwhile, the connection, the transmission is lost, and you need to wait. You don't know if they were attacked, or maybe they are just walking to the point you ordered them to. So this is a really nice element of the suspense that keeps the emotion in the player, and requires you to stay, to pay attention to what's happening. Also, what is really great, as you can see, there are the orders from the HQ, and following all of these orders and completing the quest doesn't mean that you won the game, because you need to use a lot of empathy to achieve your goals. Because imagine the situation that your soldiers got through the whole battlefield without any person wounded or any person killed, but because of your action, the villagers in Vietnam are going to be killed because they helped your soldiers, and it's not really right for their country. So actually, it's not only about your job, it's not only about your men, it's about the whole situation, because the opinion you have on the war and the reputation that your actions gonna leave here are crucial for winning the war, and for having allies in this conflict. Well, so I think that's all. This game is gonna premiere soon, and it will be available on Steam and PC.
So yeah, as a first-timers, it wouldn't be a true first time without any challenges that we need to face. And right now, this is one of them. So I'm here standing on stage, and I have to talk to you about something. I'm gonna maybe make a stand-up or no, because I'm not funny at all. But I'm gonna ask you a few questions. First of all, which edition of Cracow Game Days it is? Do you know, the audience here in Krakow, which edition? Third. Yeah, you're showing me third. Yeah, that's a very good answer. Thank you very much. Which edition of Game Day shows it is? Yes, first, my friend. As Pasha said, you are not my friend, you are my brother, my friend. You play CS? Okay, you remember CS 1.6? You are too young for this, I think. It was the older version before the CS Global Offensive, so no, we don't remember it, yeah? I need to translate because now I'm talking with somebody on the audience and you don't clearly see it. So you are playing CSGO. Okay, what rank? Global? Maybe global, maybe not. Okay, so listen up, folks. We need to do some exercises like everyone on the event. So we've got a right side here. You're gonna be my right side. And you guys here are gonna be my left side. So, yeah, I wanna hear you scream. So come on, please do it for me and do it for everyone that is watching, because last time I saw on Twitch there were over 1,000 viewers, so that's a nice number. So, my right side, are you there with us? Yeah, they are, definitely. And my left side, are you there? And this is the best reaction that I could ever have. We are still rendering the next presentation. The people that answered my questions, maybe I'm gonna give you some gifts after everything, but I need to to get you some presents, but I'll do my best to make them worth that. So yeah, another question from gaming. Okay, who plays World of Warcraft? Okay, really? Only one person? So what expansion is coming up? Maybe I should say down expansion, because it's not that kind of expansion. I think that we are getting back in time. Do you know? World of Warcraft Classic. I didn't hear your answer, but it's a classic. So yeah, we're gonna have the 40-man raids back. We're gonna have everything that was so hard in this game back that, you know, nowadays young people don't like. So yeah, I'm kind of hot for it, and I'm waiting for it. So yeah, come on, Blizzard, take my money. So yeah, who's from Kraków here? Not so much of you. So that's nice. I'm from Katowice. Who's from Katowice or somewhere around Katowice? Katowice exactly, or somewhere near Katowice? I'm from Ruda Śląska. So, you know, I told you that I'm from Katowice, like everyone says that, yeah, I'm from Warsaw, but they are living currently 20 kilometers from Warsaw, or 30 kilometers from Warsaw. In Polish, we call them słoiki. So yeah, remember that word. It's a very important word. Who's from Warsaw? Here? 2 people and someone there at the staff. Who's from? Yeah, that is one of the best questions at every event. Who's from Sosnowiec? No, don't be shy. Sosnowiec is quite a nice city. You're from Sosnowiec? No, you were just making fun of people from Sosnowiec. Oh no, I'm checking, are we ready? But no, Kacper is not giving me any signs that we are ready. So yeah, it's Friday, and that means that it is the first day of Kraków Game Days, so we still have 2 more days. Today is a media VIP style, I would say, so yeah, there are not a lot of you, but at the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we think that there's going to be a storm of people around here in Kraków Expo. And yeah, we're ready to go. So thank you very much for that little commercial break, and make some noise, people!
Please welcome Yaza Games.
Hello everyone, my name is Wojtek.
And my name is Dorota, and we are a part of Yaza Games, independent game studio from all corners of Poland.
Today we'll be showing you Inkulinati, a turn-based strategy game where battles take place on the pages of a medieval manuscript. As you can see, we have sword-wielding bunnies, bow-shooting dogs, healing cats, and more, all being drawn and controlled by master illuminators. And your job is to be the ultimate master illuminator, the one that other illuminators fear the most.
We have started working on our game around 2 years ago, and it's inspired by real marginalia from hundreds of years ago. If you look deeper into the subject, you will see people back then had a really twisted sense of humor. In medieval times, all these people that wrote books by hand would doodle on the side of pages little images. Some of them were serious and some were absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, there were farts, flying penises, weaponized animals, and more. Our ancestors had a pretty wicked sense of humor, and what we wanted to do is to take that humor and wrap it around a modern strategy game, and that's how Inkulinati came to be. During Inkulinati Duel, your goal is to destroy other Illuminators' auto-portrait. And to do that,
You use Living Ink to draw animal units. You move units and perform actions on them like attack or play a trumpet. You use Illuminator's hand to make a difference on the battlefield. And you collect the living ink left after the dead bodies and use it to draw new units.
as we wanted our game to be as grotesque and bizarre as original Marginalia, we decided that not only appearance of the unit should be strongly embedded in the medieval manuscripts, but also the actions they can perform. That's why we decided that actions like playing a trumpet with the bottom or praying should be at least as useful as performing an attack.
Because of that, Inkulinati is not only a turn-based strategy game about illuminated animal battles, but it's also a game about strange things happening on the battlefield. And that's why I believe medieval illuminators would love to play our game.
In the final release of Inkulinati, we are going to include a single-player campaign where you will challenge legendary Master Illuminators and become the ultimate Inkulinati Master of all time. We also aim for multiplayer options, so we can challenge your friends or enemies.
Inkulinati is due to come out next year on PC and perhaps consoles as well. Now, before we go, we will leave you with an exclusive unit reveal. They have... it's a secret now. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our world is dying. Our plants are wilting. We are starving. But in our last city, our bastion, we found this thing with worlds full of beauty and danger. But together, we will survive and bring back a new life to our home.
Please welcome Square Softworks.
Hello, back again. I promise this is the last time I'm here on the stage. You're not gonna struggle with me again. The next game is called Gatewalkers. It's made by a studio called Square Software, and it's a survival game that allows you to take the role of an adventurer and travel between the different dimensions. What are the dimensions for? They are different environments that allow you to change your strategy and your gameplay drastically. So, for example, there are gonna changes like, for example, the climate's gonna change. There's gonna be winter all of a sudden, or maybe there's gonna be lack of oxygen, and you're gonna do something about it. So, actually. When we are talking about the survival game, we also imagine that we need to take the particular role. And in this game, in Gatewalkers, you don't really have any kind of race or class. It's all about the equipment you have, about the abilities you have, and about the skill set you prepare for your character. As I said, the strategy is different, and also fighting is really hard because imagine that you can miss almost every spell that you're gonna cast, but your enemy might be better at it and might hit you with every single attack that he prepared for you. So it's not only about coming with one type of strategy for your character, but you need to plan ahead what you're gonna do for the particular fight or combat. And there are a lot of things that like complete the whole combat. You need the right momentum, you need the right skill set, you need the right weapons, and also you need to position, to make your position right to attack your enemy. Also, what is very important about this game, it's teamwork, because you can play this game alone, of course, it's possible you can survive alone, but together with teammates, it's gonna be maybe not way easier, but a little bit easier. And when I said before, when you miss a spell and the enemy is gonna end you in just one hit, you can always count on your friend that maybe will be better at targeting the opponent than you did. I think that's all about the game. About the premiere, it's gonna be in the nearest future, and it's gonna be on the PC. And I hope you enjoyed this little trailer behind me, and I hope you'll enjoy the game in the future. Thank you.
Are you ready?
Do I know you?
I'm Vera. Sawyer told me you can help me.
Okay. Let's try that. Why did Sawyer send you?
Well, he's a busy guy. He has all those executors to manage. It's a lot.
Get up! This is not a game.
What's this savior and destroyer stuff that everyone keeps talking about?
All I know is that you're somehow important. Everybody's taken an interest in you. So will you help or not?
Please welcome Liopi Games.
Hey everyone, my name is Pavel Lesniak. I am the writer and creative director in Liopi Games. We are a new studio based in Warsaw, and Devil Sun is our first game. We are making a game, something between hack and slash game and storytelling adventure game. It's going to be something about 10 to 12 hours of gameplay. It's a single player linear game. We are focusing on combat. We will have 3 different fighting styles. Demonic, as we see here, we fight with our claws and using hellfire to fight. We will also use anti-angel skill when we use different weapons to fight. It's a very good skill to fight one-on-one combat. And Void, when you use dark cloud around us, who doing something like shape-shifting stuff, it's more like crowd control. In our game, we can reap the souls from our enemies and also look for them in the environment. We can use these souls to buy new combos, new skills, and make our character even stronger. We can fight as a full demonic form for a couple of seconds in something like an ultimate form who can help us in the difficult situations. You get 3 different locations, Miami, Jerusalem, and Hell. Everywhere is warm, right? In every destination we have different enemies which we're going to fight. In Hell we will fight, of course, demons and executioners, who's basically like half demons, half humans. At Miami we fight with the angels and the executioners, who basically have really close fighting skills like Desmond here. Right now we are in Hell, in the volcano. The volcano is a place when all the executioners who are not obey the orders of Lucifer are standing there to die. We just lost a fight with an angel, so basically we are here and we have to get out before one of these guys is going to kill us. The story is about the guy who made a suicide. He goes to Hell, he meets Lucifer, and he gives his soul to come back to Earth again. He doesn't want to do what Lucifer wants him to do, so he starts to fight back. He goes to angels asking for help, but they don't want to help him because he's a half demon. So he needs to figure out what to do to survive and to protect his friends. Right now he just changed his combat style to anti-angel, and he can use these weapons. When we unlock all 3 different fighting styles, we can change them whatever we want when we are fighting. When we are using finishers like this one, our rage mode bar going higher and higher. This is one of the Miami's places. The place when all the executioners who doesn't want to join the cause with the Lucifer is hiding. We are sending here to basically slay them all. In our game, we'll always also find a couple how would you call it? Couple of puzzles that we need to figure out what to do to go forward. We are launching September this year. We are going to go for PC, PS4, Xbox, and also Switch. Yeah, so I think that's all from me now. More of the information we're going to say to at Gamescom. So I hope meet you there. Thank you.
Please welcome Club Butter.
Cool. So my name is Michael, and I'm representing well, the mentioned Klabater and Kraken Unleashed, which is the gaming studio based in Warsaw. And I'm here to present Crossroads In. And before I start, I wanted to ask how many of you have ever worked in gastronomy or any bar, restaurant? Anyone? Well, okay. So anyone, did you ever thought that it would be actually quite cool to well, to make a drink for your friends or to run a bar or restaurant? Well, that's pretty cool. So, well, we thought that all the adventures, all the good adventures begin when we are drunk and we are with our friends. And over a mug of a beer, we decide, okay, let's go for a crazy adventure. So in Crossroads In, which is a real-time simulation or tycoon of a tavern, we created a place where all the adventures begin. So, like, I don't know, like Frodo met Aragorn in Lord of the Rings, or Arya is meeting Hot Pie in Game of Thrones. So all the cool stuff is actually beginning in taverns. So this game is going to be released this year, and it was successfully funded on Kickstarter. And it gives you the possibility of playing 3 different modes. For like big simulation and tycoon fans, we have the sandbox mode, when you have the possibility of developing your own tavern, and you're responsible you are responsible for everything. So you have to create the menu, you have to cook, you have to you have to employ people, you have to set all the furniture, you have to build your tavern. So it's absolutely up to you how your tavern will look like. So if it will be like a luxurious place or just a place for drunk asses. And so that's the sandbox mode. Later on, for people who love RPG modes and RPG games, there is the campaign mode, when you find out that you're the son of the Assassin King, and in 1 year there will be an election in the Kingdom of Delchris, and you have 1 year to develop your tavern, to be rich, and to gain influence in the kingdom. And then during this year, you have to eliminate your opponents, your enemies who killed your father. Who has hidden you in this tavern because he was afraid that they will also kill you. So that's actually the campaign mode. And at the end, you have also the scenarios where you have different circumstances, and you have to act in those circumstances, and you have to make some challenges, etc. Regarding the different things in the games which make this game special, we are working with Marcin Przybyłowicz, who is responsible for the music and the soundtrack in the game. We are working with Nerd's Kitchen, with Anita. She created the menu for us, so everything is really detailed, and we really pay attention for the details. And the game will be released on PCs, on Macs, on Xbox, and hopefully next year it will be also on PlayStation 4. And yeah, I think that's actually all. Because it's quite late, so I hope you. Actually, we have launched our open beta tests. So if you are interested in the game and you want to try it, you are welcome to approach me, and I will be happy to give you contact for us. So thank you.
So, hello, and we are after all of the presentations. I read that comment on Twitch about giving the presenters a vodka, and yeah, maybe, just maybe, it's a quite good idea, but do I have to remind you, dear commenter, that we are Polish people, and we need a lot of vodka to take effect on us? Yeah, but maybe on the next edition. So, we're after all of the presentations, and for the first time, we would like to award some of the titles. We prepared awards in 3 categories: the most ambitious game, the most promising game, and the most creative game. Our judges watch closely every presentation, and right now we are ready to tell you the results. So, dear people here on the audience in Krakow, dear viewers on Twitch, the first award, the most ambitious game, goes to Devil's Hand. Come on, where are you? Where are the awards? Come on, people, bring me the awards. You see, I don't have anything to give you, so I need the awards.
A handshake is good.
Handshake is enough? No, 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 my friend. No, handshake isn't enough. So, you'll have to wait here, and I'm just gonna run and... Oh, I don't have to run. Look, I have a beautiful hostess who's gonna bring the award here on the stage. Kasper, please, make some noise for Kasper. Woo! Thank you very much. And here you have. Thank you. Big applause.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Kasper, are you gonna bring me the second award also? So it's gonna be the most promising game. And which game is gonna be the most promising, or maybe which project is gonna be the most promising, because it's the Rat Project! Woo! Come on! Congratulations! And here's your trophy.
Well, it's heavy though.
Ooh, oh, yeah, it's quite heavy. It's a natural stone, so you know. Thank you very much. And the last award, the most creative game. Which should it be? I think that it's the Inkulinati. Where are you guys? There they are. Thank you very much. I wish you the very best on your journey. And only one trophy, but you can split it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kasper. So, it's the end, and we would like, of course, to apologize for any inconvenience, but as I told you before, we are first-timers, and I swear that the next game day shows, next year, next edition, and remember my words, is gonna be legendary, and it's gonna be awesome. So thank you very much. I am Rafał Łuksiewicz, I was your host, and see you next year. Bye, everyone. Thank you very much, audience here in Kraków. Thank you. Bye-bye.